10 fun facts about Bombardier Crocodile. Number 10. The supersonic roar. Bombardier Crocodile doesn't roar like an ordinary crocodile. Its battle cry is a deafening blast capable of resonating for miles. When it opens its mechanical jaws, the sound it emits resembles an air raid siren mixed with the bellow of a prehistoric beast. This supersonic roar can make the windows of nearby villages tremble and stun anyone who hears it without protection. In the world of brain rot, few sounds instill as much terror as the roar of Bombardier announcing its arrival. It is said that on one occasion, its roar was so powerful that it knocked fruit from the trees and disoriented an enemy squadron before it even appeared on the horizon. It's not just a display of power. For Bombardier Crocodile, roaring is also a tactic. It unleashes that deafening howl to sow panic and mark its aerial territory. The inhabitants who have survived to tell the tale claim that when you hear that roar in the distance, the only sensible thing to do is seek shelter, for it means destruction is coming. Number 9. Indestructible armor. The fusion of crocodile and bomber not only gave Bombardier Crocodile metal wings, but it also granted it a virtually indestructible armor. Its scaly skin is interwoven with aeronautical steel. Each scale is like a plate of military plating. Bullets bounce off its back, and fire barely scorches its reptilian fuselage. In mid-flight, it looks like a flying fortress that no conventional weapon seems to harm. Soldiers and creatures alike have emptied their arsenals trying to shoot it down, only to discover that Bombardier is almost immune to their attacks. It is rumored to have survived a direct missile explosion with no more damage than a few dents. In fact, the only scar that adorns its armor comes from a battle against a formidable enemy, the mark of a bite from Tralalero Tralala on one of its sides. Number 8. Duel in the skies. Bombardier Crocodile's most famous enemy is Tralalero Tralala, a three-legged shark with sneakers who has become its nemesis within the brain rot universe. Although Tralalero cannot fly, its astonishing leaps carry it to unthinkable heights, high enough to try to bring Bombardier down with its teeth. Every confrontation between the flying crocodile and the jumping shark is a spectacle, as absurd as it is epic. Tales are told of battles where the sky was filled with slashes, bites, and bombs, while the shrill phrase Tralalero Tralala echoed like the battle soundtrack. The rivalry between them is legendary. Bombardier represents aerial chaos, and Tralalero, the terrestrial chaos that leaps toward the sky. Neither has ever managed to definitively defeat the other. In one of their most famous skirmishes, Bombardier lost part of a fin, while Tralalero fell back into the sea with the marks of machine guns on its back. Still, both always come back for more, pushing the limits of madness in each new duel. Number 7. Winged Ally, Bombardiro Crocodilo. Not all are enemies for Bombardier Crocodile. It also has an unusual ally in the skies. This is Bombardiro Crocodilo, a hybrid goose with military jet wings and an explosive temperament. This peculiar winged companion patrols the skies alongside Bombardier, forming a fearsome duo. While Bombardier brings the raw bombing power, Bombardiro provides speed and maneuverability, buzzing in circles around the great bomber crocodile. The friendship between Bombardier and Bombardiro stems from their shared nature. Both are half creature, half plane, and they understand the loneliness of being living weapons. They complement each other in battle, watching each other's backs or wings. It is said that Bombardiro Crocodilo has gone so far as to distract anti-aircraft cannons with low-level flights, so that Bombardier can approach and drop its devastating payload. Together, they have starred in legendary raids. Their winged camaraderie is one of the few things that can draw a twisted smile from the armored face of Bombardier Crocodile. Number 6. Explosive eggs. Among Bombardier Crocodile's most unusual tactics is sowing terror with explosive eggs. Instead of conventional bombs, this creature launches projectiles shaped like enormous reptilian eggs from the base of its fuselage belly. Each scaly egg whistles as it falls, emitting an ominous beat before exploding with a deafening roar. The sight of a cluster of these eggs falling from the sky is as disconcerting as it is lethal. a strange hybrid of nature and war. These explosive eggs not only destroy on impact, but they also sow confusion. At first, more than one enemy was left paralyzed upon seeing what appeared to be giant eggs falling from the sky, not knowing what to think until it was too late. It is said that Bombardier developed this tactic to mock its targets. It combines the natural instinct to protect eggs with the brutal reality of a bomb. The result is both psychological and physical. The enemy hesitates for a fatal second, and in that instant, boom, the egg reveals its true devastating nature. Number 5. A thirst for explosions. If there is one thing that defines Bombardiro Crocodile, it is its insatiable thirst for explosions. Its being lives to detonate things. Its heart, if it still has one, beats to the rhythm of the detonations. It enjoys each blast as others would enjoy a music concert. For it, the roar of a bomb is the sweetest melody. It has been seen flying over smoking ruins, simply delighting in the chaos it has created, like an artist contemplating their masterpiece. Bombardier's obsession with bombs reaches such a point that it collects explosive devices as others might collect stamps. In its hideouts, they say it keeps everything from tiny cartridges to deactivated shells from past wars, just for the pleasure of having them near. When not on a campaign of destruction, it entertains itself by running tests, launching small bombs in deserted areas just to admire the different ways they explode. Such is its explosive passion that some believe each bomb it detonates infuses it with a brief euphoria, feeding its need to cause even more chaos. Number 4. Without God or law. In the chaotic universe of brain rot, Bombardiro Crocodile stands out for not fearing or answering to any higher power. Neither gods nor kings can bend its will. It has earned the nickname Heretic of the Sky, as in its battle cries, it utters curses against any deity that dares to cross its path. For Bombardier, no divine or earthly law matters. It only follows the law of the strongest and loudest. This absolute irreverence makes it an unpredictable force. No sacred plea or worldly authority can stop it once it has set its sights on a target. There are stories of towns that, desperate under the shadow of Bombardier, prayed to their gods for salvation. The beast's response was immediate and brutal. It descended, laughing amidst the explosions, as if challenging the heavens themselves. Some veterans swear they have heard it roar incomprehensible phrases that sound like blasphemy in the middle of a bombing run, as if mocking any divine power. Bombardiro Crocodile has thus established itself as a symbol of total anarchy, a being that believes only in the thunder of its own bombs. Number 3. Fuel of Chaos. One of the most unsettling legends about Bombardiro Crocodile is what keeps it flying. Its fuel is said not to be gasoline, but chaos itself. Some brain rot scientists who have studied the creature claim they have found no fuel tank in its mechanical body. Instead, they theorize that its infernal engines are powered by the energy of destruction and collective fear. Every time Bombardier sows panic and the echo of its explosions is heard, its turbines seem to roar with greater force, as if absorbing the essence of the surrounding chaos. This hypothesis would explain why Bombardier becomes more ferocious the more chaos it causes. In prolonged battles, far from becoming exhausted, it seems to recharge with the terror of its enemies. Its eyes glow with a sickly light, and its engines do not falter. On the contrary, in moments of calm or forced silence, some claim to have seen it weaken, almost as if it needed to hear a blast to stay alive. Thus, Bombardiro Crocodile would be a creature bound to the very madness it generates, a vampire of discord, whose power grows with every scream and every explosion on the battlefield. Number 2. The crocodile who cannot swim. In a twist of fate, Bombardiro Crocodile, being half-aquatic reptile, is afraid of deep water. Its crocodile half yearns for the swamps, but its metallic bomber half makes it clumsy and vulnerable in the water. Although it flies over oceans and rivers without a problem, it avoids approaching or landing in them at all costs. Witnesses say that if a target hides beneath the waves, Bombardier becomes enraged and roars from the sky, but it rarely dares to descend. Water, which was once its natural habitat, has become its enemy. To submerge would mean risking sinking like heavy metal and perhaps extinguishing its engines forever. There was a famous episode in which a group of brave individuals managed to drive it away by sailing out to sea. Bombardier circled furiously above the waves, but it could not reach them. This hidden weakness shows that, despite its colossal power, even this creature of steel and scales has its very terrestrial limitations. Number 1. From crocodile to bomber. The origin of Bombardiro Crocodile is as surprising as it is tragic. Legend has it that years ago, before becoming a mechanical nightmare, it was just a peaceful crocodile living in the remote swamps of the brain-rot world. It lived a simple life, gliding through murky waters and basking in the sun on the shore with no greater worry than its next meal. But its destiny changed during the Great Brain-Rot War, when the night sky filled with planes and fire. According to the tales, a battered two-seater bomber, loaded with experimental weaponry, was shot down and crashed into the exact swamp where the young crocodile was resting. The resulting explosion was as strange as it was powerful. Instead of annihilating the reptile, it fused it with the metal machine into a single being. When the smoke cleared, Bombardiro Crocodile emerged from the steaming pools with a vacant stare and a new roar resonating in its throat. That gentle crocodile vanished in that instant, giving way to the half-plane creature thirsty for destruction that we know today. Since then, Bombardiro has roamed the skies with fury, perhaps vaguely remembering, in the depths of its mind, those quiet afternoons in the swamp that it can never get back.